And what you need to understand running a startup in Nigeria or any startup at that has to do with finance, it means you require lots of money to do that. Hi, my name is Pierre Nwoke. I'm co-founder and CEO of Sproutly Inc. At Sproutly, we offer financial services to schools and to families by offering payments, collections, student loans, and school maintenance credits. So we started Sproutly in September of 2021, and the company was basically made up of myself, Prince, who is the chief of product at Sproutly, and also Maxwell, the CTO of Sproutly. So we're basically these three jolly fellows trying to solve a problem in the educational sector. We wanted to make sure that these schools get paid, and these schools have things like a way to manage their debts, because you have lots of schools, especially the private K-12 schools across Africa, running into lots of debts. We wanted to solve the problem of giving families access to things like student credit, student loans, and also these schools should access lower APY credit facilities to be able to operate properly. And by the time we got our first customer, that was in November 2021, we felt like it was time to actually expand the team. And expanding the team at a company means that you have a lot of overhead costs. So we first got our first ticket. I think it was about 50K, which was a lot of money. When I say 50K, I'm talking about 50,000 naira. It's about $50,000 from family and friends. And it propelled us to do so much better. We had to do some more iterations to our private beta, but more schools, getting more people through the door, bringing new staff and team members. And what you need to understand running a startup in Nigeria or any startup at that has to do with finance, it means you require lots of money to do that. It was really a bad year, 2022, in terms of raising. So many things were happening in the market. Investors were losing confidence, and most importantly, the African market and landscape was severely affected. And I remember telling my co-founders then, like, why should it be when it was our turn to raise funds that these things should happen? All through 2022, we met with over 300 investors, both local and international. So you know what it means listening to a lot of you know what, we can't come in at this stage. Even when we're doing good numbers, we can't come in at this stage. We'll probably come in at your seed level. I don't want you to come in at seed level. I want you to come in now to actually help us get this idea out there. And for founders, it gets really lonely in this phase. You experience a lot of things. You have families who have expectation of you. You have people who think, oh, you're running this really cool company. You should have a lot of money. But we were literally contributing everything we had. We literally were not paying ourselves through that year. And because this fundraising process was something that was really difficult, it literally slowed down how we wanted to grow as a company. But until January of 2023, that is this year, we had one of our advisors, Odwani, she is the co-founder of PiggyVest. And we were basically talking, and she was like, oh, I have someone who would actually love what you guys are doing, and I believe so much in what you guys are building, and I would like to introduce you to her. And that was when I got my first intro to Maya. We got this intro running in January, and because of Maya's schedule, she kept moving these meetings. I was like, hope this lady knows we need money. Like, this company, things are tough. The economy is hard. We need to pay salaries. We need to market more. We need to get our product out there. And so for Maya, there was this different air around her when we had the first meeting. It was basically like chatting with someone who actually understands what it means to not just invest in someone, but to actually help you in all ramifications. She understood where I was coming from. She asked specific questions. There were questions that she asked that was really, really personal. And so we went on to the second meeting. So I was thinking, okay, second meeting. I think Antonio, who is the CEO at Ingressive, was also in that meeting. And I just knew that if I'm to get myself through Ingressive, or if I really want Ingressive, I had to make sure that I left a mark, or that there is something positive that will come out of these meetings. And that is what I'd like to kind of advice I give to founders, that you should study your investors, know the things that that literally drive them. So we had it going, and after the second meeting, there was this mixed feeling. I remember calling my co-founders, and I called Maxwell and Prince, and I was like, see, these people like us too much. Well, this deal is going to be sealed, because I was honestly tired of fundraising. Every founder would prefer spending their time building, spending their time selling, than to sit through meetings, tons of meetings, and like I said, over 300. But there was something positive about the whole process. We knew that Ingressive was really interested in us. So in March, we started the first due diligence. Due diligence stretched for about 2 weeks. We had people from the team. Maya brought in expertise in different fields. We went through, it was almost like I was kept in a hot seat, but I was really comfortable. The questions coming here and there. But there's something that stood out in the whole process. And the one thing that stood out was I felt like I was part of the portfolio company already. Antonio from the CEO reached out to me and was like, what are the things that Sproutly would need right now to get you people going? How can we help? It might not be money. Even if we don't end up investing in you, we like to still support you. That is not something you hear from VC. VC companies, after your first meeting, second meeting, they write you these usual templates and say, oh, we are not good, we're going to pass this deal. But Antonio came to me while this deal was still lukewarm, and he gave us access to things like AWS credits. We were literally spending a lot of money on that. So if you're a founder, you know what it means for you to get about $100,000 in AWS credits, and so many other things. He did some intros, helped us here and there. So imagine getting introduced by someone who is basically a veteran now in the fintech space, like Ojon Eweni, and then you don't get invested in January, you don't get money from them in February, March, April, May. We had 3 different due diligence sessions, and it still wasn't enough. There was something that Maya and the entire team was trying to look out for that they were not seeing. So they wanted to watch our growth during those periods. I think it was June 1st, we got the first safe, but that wasn't it. When we got the first safe and term sheet, we went through with the whole due diligence phase. Due diligence at Ingressive, my dear, if you're not prepared, it's almost like going into a war room. But don't think it's toxic. Don't think it would literally stress you to the point. You just need to know your beans. You need to get your story straight, and you need to get your numbers concrete. Now, what happened after this investment came in? They didn't stop there. They would give you as a founder, say 180 days plan, what they want you to be able to achieve, what is your 6 months plan, what is your 1 year plan, they go as far as moving to 18 months to see, because they are always there to coach you alongside. So we got other kind of things, benefits that I didn't get from other investors. I'm not saying the other investors, they're also incredible, but we had people like Nella come in, and then Vanessa literally had to work on our entire branding. She took hours trying to restructure what the company's outlook should look like, how we should focus on the kind of message we're passing out there. So you know that that is not ordinarily what you find from investors. And we took these lessons and were with them almost 180 days strong. And so my message for all founders out there is, if you want to get funded, always seek out the best partner that will go with you through this journey. Because if you don't seek out the right set of people who would not only give you money, when you have money, you would realize that money is the least of your problems. There are other things that you won't realize, problems that you would encounter. You need to ask yourself, who do I want standing beside me when these problems happen? Who do I want holding my hands? Who do I want helping me make those calls? So get out there. If you are trying to raise, Ingressive is always accepting application all year round, but make sure that you're well prepared and make sure you come in with all of your armor.